Right, hey guys. Sorry for the delay from the last stream that I've done, but I've been going over some, the 5.4 and trying to figure some things out, changes and stuff. So what I was thinking for this stream is, keep it simple for now and just get the our Mixamo character from 5.3 imported into a 5.4 project. And making sure that at least our idle and walk-in animations work properly. Later on, we'll get into the other crouching and the collision parts. So let's start by creating a new project. So it's going to be a 5.4. We'll call this stream Examo 5.4. Let's kind of keep the name like before. So create project. Let's quickly just open this up and see what we currently have. Alright, so we have our example level here. And of course, I think I might have made a little mistake when creating this. I did not select the proper templates, so let me just remove this real quick. Remove project, and go ahead and do it again, third person, and stream Examo 5.4, and that's what I said to check because I made that little mistake. Alright, so this should be the default project with your with that modus. I believe that's what it's called, character. And so he's walking. He's got that blend space applied to it. He can shoot for now. So we'll go ahead and replace this with our previous character that we worked on and set those motions up. So now that we have the project created, let's go ahead and jump into this. So let's see, where do we have that? I'm just going to close some of these things here. Okay, so this got created right here. I believe this is just a duplicate. So let's go into this one. And let's look into assets, objects. I think this is actually the old one. So let me go ahead and delete this. And open this one up because I should have been able to see the characters. So currently we just have that sample character. So we'll go to our old project, the one that we did for 5.3. So I believe that was Stream Examo Simple. This one, I believe it is. So let's go to assets and objects and characters. So we have Mixamo and we have all that stuff from before. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and paste it right in here. Along with that, we also need the animations. So I'm just going to grab the Mixamo animations here and paste them right here. Make sure you're using the same directory. Okay, because a lot of the files that the animations run on, there are some XML files and they have paths in them, so we want to make sure that we don't mess those up. Okay, so let's see, we have the files. Now let's go into Mannequin. So this is our new 5.4, this is the old one. So let me just kind of make them like this. Alright, so you'll notice that we have a preview, an ADB here. So what we'll need is, let's go into ADB. And you notice we have these files. So one of them would be, for example, player tags. So let me just show you what that's about. Right now it's just a rotate tag. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new directory. So it's going to be kind of just a backup for backup purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these and paste them into here. And I think I can just get rid of these. So let's copy the ADB and the preview into here. So in ADB we have the first player control definition. So if you were to quickly take a look at that, you'll see that it's just loading some of the player tags, the player fragment IDs. Okay. Some of the other ones, you know, we have the player fragment IDs and the player tags, of course. One of the, I think the more important one is this player.xml, because this one also has the path to your CDF guy. So in our case, it used to be that pants guy, kind of interestingly named. Okay, so right now nothing is going to happen because we still haven't replaced our character in the code. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, first of all, let's see, where were we? So many windows open. Okay, so first of all, we're going to have to go ahead and generate that solution. So right click and let's see, where was it? Generate solution. So this is the current Visual Studio that I have installed. So generate solution. Okay, so let's get into this here, game.sln. Okay, so we've got our project game. You'll see there's a lot less files than before, right? There's no more of those components or the animation component, the view component. So right now everything is going to be in player, and you know, player got a little bigger, well actually a lot bigger. So you'll see that some of the things that we're interested in, at least for this session, is going to be will be these fragment IDs. So these are the animation fragments. So we're looking at player.h. So let's go into player.cpp. Okay, so first things first, let's replace our character file. So right now this is using that sample character third-person CDF, but we will want to use, let's see, where do we have this? And our player tags comes in handy here, just to, you know, copy and paste this path. So it's objects, character Mixamo, and pants guy. So replace this here. Everything else is going to stay the same because, well, we didn't change anything. I mean, the namings are the same. Nothing really changed from what I could tell in those XML files. Okay, so this should be good for us to compile. One thing that we will have to look at when we go into the game, into the SDK, into Cryengine again, is these idle fragments. We'll have to make some changes to this. So let's go ahead and build this and see if first we can load our custom character. Alright, so let's go to our Stream Mixamo project here. Alright, so let's open our test level. And right now it's that frame rate is so low because I also have the character tool open and the Mannequin editor open. So those will really kill the frame rate if you have them open at the same time. Okay, so let's jump into game mode, and there we go. We have our guy with pants, I believe. Yep. So there we go. Now let's take a look at our Mannequin editor. So let's see what we have on the idle. So on the idle, if you see, we have the old setup that we had because we imported those files, right? So what we need to do is actually kind of reset this setup to more of what used to be here in the original template. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some of these things. So I'm going to delete this one. And I did not want to delete that. I don't know why I deleted the whole thing. So let me close out of this. I'm assuming that it's going to ask me to save, so hopefully I can just cancel out of saving this. For whatever reason, the Mannequin editor is extremely slow, especially when it comes to saving things. I'm not sure if it's just mine, if it's because I'm streaming, but so I issued that close command and it's still not. There it is, finally. It took forever to do that. So let's see if I can undo changes and the changes and the changes. Okay, so let's go to animations, Mannequin editor. Well, apparently it freaked out. But anyways, that's fine. So let's go ahead and we already have this idle ID, so we're going to create a new fragment here, if it's possible. Let's start by creating that. And in kind of typical fashion, sometimes it just went ahead and crashed. So let's try this again. So tools, animation, mannequin editor. There we go. So let's go ahead and delete this junk. We'll add it later. We'll delete this idle here. Delete crouch as well. We'll add that later. Crouch walk and the walk. Alright, so now we have just the idle. So let's see if we can get the idle to work. But first, let's see if we have the idle in here. Because as you can see, there's no layers for our idle. So let's add an animation layer. So just double click on this area, and now we can go ahead and select one of our animations. And I believe it was our standing idle animation. And we'll go ahead and set this to looping. Let's just quickly check to see if this is running, and it seems to be running okay. So let's save the changes. Yeah, so see I've issued the save change, but I'm still, whenever clicking in this window, it's still waiting for that thing to do whatever it's doing. So I'm not entirely sure what the issue is with this. Come on, anytime now. There it is, finally. So let's take a look at it in game mode and see if we get the player to stand at idle. So there we go. We have our idle state going. As you can see, whenever it moves forward and backwards, there's nothing happening because we don't have that fragment in yet. So let's add that. So what we'll do is just do a new ID, and this is going to be called walk. And the tags definition is going to be player tags. Everything else I've kept as default. So we got walk. Let's add a new fragment entry. And this one, we need to add an animation to it. So right click, add layer, and add animation layer. select our animation, and I believe this was move strafe. We created these blend spaces before, so I'm just reusing them. And of course, looping, and we can go ahead and save the changes. It's going to take a little bit of time, and yeah, that was actually a lot quicker this time. So let's see if we can get the walk to work. Nothing yet, just now. Let's see what's happening here. So we have all these tags. I'm just going to get rid of these for now. Let's see which one of these icons is that, because you can't really tell. I'm going to go ahead and delete these tags from this one. And let's go ahead and save the changes. Wow, that was quick this time. It popped right up. So this one is still not acting properly. So as you can see, I have the fragment ID here. Let's take a quick look at the code here. So we got fragment ID, there's walk, and so nothing really changed in here. Idle and walk. I was thinking I might have named them differently. Let's go ahead and try and delete this, and I'll add it again. So we got clear tags, and okay, database file. Layer. So let's add this in, move strafe. Save the changes. So it's still not behaving properly. I'm assuming part of it is because the way these get added, and that I might need to add that walk tag, though I doubt it. It's okay, so this one crashed. Let's take a look at this test that I've done. Because in this one, I've done this just to get a little practice in, and I got this one working just fine, as you can see. And let's look at the animation for this one. So this one still has those. This is a little bit confusing with the walk, jump, idle, all of these things. They're called fragments, but you see them in this tag definition editor. So yeah, see you have them right here. So if I was to delete this and create a new ID and call this walk, And then in here, we got a new. I wish they would label these a little better. So I'm just re-adding that walk just to make sure that things are working properly. So add layer, animation layer, just like before, and move strafe. Let's save these changes. So this thing is still working properly here. So let's open up the other project and see if we can figure anything out there. Oh, so I guess a simple restart of the engine actually managed to pick up that new ID that we added here. It is awkward, but some more quirky. So this is my current setup for the current idle and walk animations, and in the next stream we'll go into adding additional ones, because right now I was just using the ones that are already there, you know, that come with the template. So this is pretty much all that I had to do. It is a little bit weird why it's, you know, I had to, or you know, once it crashed, or you know, for whatever reason it crashed, and then you know, rebooting the engine, it seemed to have been picking up this this new ID, and it's fragment. So again, this seems to be working pretty damn well. So in the next stream, like I said, we'll go over adding crouching and maybe looking a little bit into, I'm not sure if we'll get to collisions, but right now the collision epoxy is definitely not a, I mean, it's probably the size that we used for our crouching mode, but we'll see about this one as well. All right, thanks so much for having a look at this. I hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.